Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets. We've got a whirlwind of Apple news today, just a flurry of new devices and software updates across the board.
Absolutely. It's been quite a busy week for Apple. New iPhones, the Apple Watch Series 11, and rolling out major software updates like iOS 26, macOS Tahoe, watchOS 26, tvOS 26, a lot. So our mission today really is to cut through all that noise, figure out what you really need to know, what's genuinely new, what's just a subtle tweak, and frankly, what might just be cosmetic.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We're talking everything from the new AirPods Pro 3, big changes on your Mac, your iPhone, Apple Watch. It's all about helping you decide if it's maybe time to upgrade or if your current tech is still, pulling its weight.
First up, let's talk look and feel. Apple's introduced this new liquid glass design aesthetic. It seems to be across almost all the operating systems. iOS 26, macOS Tahoe, iPadOS 26, even tvOS and watchOS 26. What exactly is this liquid glass? Is it a game changer or just window dressing? Well, what's fascinating here, I think, is that it's a pretty big step away from their previous designs. Liquid glass really emphasizes transparency and custom colors. You'll see menus, widgets, they appear translucent, right? With blurred versions of whatever's behind them. It's meant to sort of streamline the interface, make things feel more fluid, more unified across your devices. So from your iPhone lock screen all the way to your Mac desktop.
Okay, unified sounds good, but I've heard some, let's say, mixed reactions. Some people love it, sure, but others are finding it a bit, well, polarizing is the word I keep seeing. I even saw reports about these slightly tilted icons in dark mode on iOS 26, apparently causing dizziness for some users.
Which is that?
Yeah, that's unexpected. And it raises an important point. Aiming for a unified experience is one thing, but it doesn't always land perfectly for everyone, does it? The good news for you is that you often have options, in settings to control the intensity of that transparency, tone it down if you need to. And it's not even everywhere yet. Like on Apple TV 4K, Liquid Glass is only on the second and third gen models. And it's mostly limited to Apple's own apps for now, not necessarily third-party ones. So they're phasing it in.
Right. Okay. So moving from the look to the smarts, Apple Intelligence, their AI suite. That's getting some pretty significant updates, too. On macOS Tahoe, Spotlight Search is apparently getting a major boost. Tell us about that.
Oh, Spotlight Search is definitely a game changer for Mac Power users now. It's much more than just a search tool. You can use natural language to search now, filter results way more effectively, and you can even execute commands directly from the search bar. Think sending emails, messages, creating reminders, all without actually opening the separate apps. It's like having this super-powered assistant just, right there.
Wow, that sounds incredibly handy for productivity, just cutting down clicks.
Yeah.
And AI is showing up in other, maybe more fun ways, too, right?
Indeed it is. Both macOS Tahoe and iOS 26 are enhancing Genmoji and image playbound. You can now tap into ChatGPT for new visual styles, things like oil painting or anime for image generation. Or with Genmoji, you can combine existing emojis to make totally new ones. It's pretty creative.
Okay, here's something that gets really interesting for a lot of people, I think. Real-time translation.
Absolutely. This is a big one. macOS Tahoe and iOS 26 are bringing real-time translation to FaceTime, messages, and even regular phone calls. For phone calls in FaceTime, it currently supports English, French, German, Portuguese, and Spanish. Messages adds Italian, Chinese, Japanese, and Korean to that list. Imagine having a conversation, right, with someone speaking a different language, and your device just gives you live translated captions. Or even an automated voice translation. It feels a bit like magic, honestly. And it's on iPadOS 26, too.
That could be absolutely huge. For travel or just connecting with friends and family overseas. Wow. And speaking of communication, iOS 26 also brings some neat updates to the plain old phone and messages apps.
It does, yeah. For your iPhone, iOS 26 introduces call screening. Your phone can basically ask unknown callers to identify themselves before it even rings, should cut down on spam calls. And then there's Hold Assist, which sounds amazing. It'll wait on hold for you and then alert you when a real person finally picks up.
Finally.
Right. And in messages, you can now create polls in group chats, perfect for deciding where to get dinner or whatever. And you can filter out unknown senders, too, to reduce spam messages. Just nice quality of life stuff.
Okay, so lots happening on the software side, really enhancing the experience on devices you might already own. But let's talk about the shiny new hardware now. The Apple Watch Series 11 just launched. For those of us, maybe like me, with a Series 10, is this the moment? Should we jump?
The upgrade question. This raises, I think, an important point about incremental updates. For Apple Watch Series 10 owners, honestly, the upgrade to Series 11 is It's a tough sell. The specs are virtually identical. It's the
Mm.
same S10 chip, same 64 gigs of storage, same display. Even the design is exactly the same. The key improvements are basically increased battery life up to 24 hours from 18, plus 5G connectivity, a new watch color, and slightly more scratch-resistant glass. That's pretty much it.
Okay, so what does this all mean for you if you have that Series 10?
Well, honestly, unless those extra 6 hours of battery life are absolutely critical for you or you desperately need 5G on your wrist, the general recommendation seems to be, wait, your Series 10 is going to get watchOS 26 anyway. You get the hypertension notifications via a future software update, so you really won't miss out on much of the core software experience. Save your money, perhaps.
Right, all right. Message received. Maybe hold off on the regular Apple Watch then. But what about the rugged one, the Apple Watch Ultra? The Ultra 3 is out now too?
Okay, the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Now, that's a more meaningful upgrade compared to its predecessor, the Ultra 2. It boasts a slightly larger display, they shaved down the bezels a bit and better viewing angles, and, more importantly, it offers an extra 6 hours of advertised battery life. Plus, it charges faster.
So if you're buying an Ultra for the first time, seems like a no-brainer, get the latest one. But for Ultra 2 owners?
Still potentially a tough call. Look, your Ultra 2 is hardly outdated, right? The most significant benefit for an Ultra 2 owner upgrading would definitely be that improved battery life if you're, say, an endurance athlete really pushing the limits.
Yeah.
However, if you happen to have the original Ultra, the one from 2022, then yeah, the upgrade to Ultra 3 makes a lot more sense. You'll feel the difference more.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's switch gears one more time. Audio. The new AirPods Pro 3 are out, and I've seen them called the best AirPods yet. What makes them so special?
Well, the AirPods Pro 3 feature this new multi-port acoustic architecture. It's designed to precisely control airflow for the sound. Apple claims this improves spatial audio, gives you a wider soundstage, enhances the bass response, and brings better vocal clarity, especially at higher frequencies. They also packed in a heart rate sensor. And they can track workouts independently now using the fitness app in iOS 26, which is new.
Okay, heart rate sensor, new acoustics. Sounds good. But here's where it gets really interesting for me. I read this one opinion piece. The writer loved their AirPods Pro 2, but said they won't be buying the Pro 3. Why not? What's the thinking there?
Yes. And this raises that important question again for you, the listener. Do you actually need to upgrade? The AirPods Pro 2 still offer, excellent sound quality, really wide, expansive soundstage, great instrument separation. They're fantastic earbuds. And crucially, here's that software point. And AirPods Pro 2 are getting all of the Pro 3's biggest software features. Live translation, that's coming via the iOS 26 update, so a major new feature lands on the older hardware.
So for a lot of people, the Pro 2s will get you much of the cool new stuff anyway, just through software.
Precisely. Plus, something else to consider, the AirPods Pro 2 are being discontinued when the Pro 3 launch on September 19th. And Apple has apparently slashed $50 off the price, making them, as one source put it, an utter steal at $199. So unless you specifically need that heart rate sensor or you truly believe the new acoustic architecture is going to revolutionize your listening, your current Pro 2s are probably still fantastic.
Yeah.
Or the discounted Pro 2s are a great buy.
Okay, so summing up that, it feels like across the board, Apple is pushing for this more unified, AI-boosted, visually refreshed experience.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in.
It really is. A whole lot, from the look and feel to the underlying intelligence.
Yeah, whether it's that sleek or maybe polarizing liquid glass or the supercharged spotlight or, the better battery on the Ultra 3.
Yeah.
Lots to consider. But it seems like a really strong theme emerging here is that for many of us, the software updates are bringing the biggest changes, often extending the life and capability of the devices we already have, which is interesting.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And if you connect this to the bigger picture, Apple's strategy seems pretty clear. They're creating this seamless, interconnected ecosystem where your devices work more harmoniously than ever, kind of blurring the lines between what each device can do. That idea of context collapse we touched on.
Right, making everything a bit more like everything else for convenience. Which I guess raises an important final question for you, the listener, as you navigate this updated tech world. As Apple pushes for this context collapse, making every device maybe a little less distinct, are we gaining ultimate convenience? Or are we risking losing the unique identity, the specific purpose of each gadget? Something to ponder, definitely. Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed this episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.